What is up, everybody? My name is Gentleman Geek from RTSGuru.com, bringing you the latest and greatest in RTS action. And I literally mean latest and greatest. Today launched closed beta test 4 for End of Nations, which you know that we've been talking about if you follow our website. BC Steel, Brandon, has been posting at least once a week with these awesome, great articles that he's been doing. And now, finally, NDA is lifted so we can talk about it so much more. And look, I'm even joined by the fantastic, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Bryce Jones. How are you doing, sir?
I am fantastic. How are you doing?
I am doing great. Excited to get this kind of off on the road.
Very. It's been fantastic. We've had a great turnout this morning. Opened the gates at Pacific time, 8 a.m. actually, and immediately was jumping into matches with the players, and it's been a great day so far.
Nice, yeah. I'm jealous being on the East Coast. I'm sitting at work looking at Twitter, and I can't play right now.
That is sad. I'm sitting at work also, and actually having a great time. Sorry.
Yeah, but for you, this is work, which is
That's
nice.
great. Yep.
All right, so let me go to the correct screen, get End of Nations booted up, and let's go into this. So, what is it that you do for End of Nations?
Well, so I am one of the senior producers. There's two of us on the team. There's myself and Chris Lena. I was an engineer in a past life, so I do a lot of the more under the covers, nuts and bolts sort of technical stuff. And as with any producer in the games industry, my job is just to drive and make sure stuff gets done. Even in some cases, Chris and I will just do it, get her done. So that is my job. I'm kind of the spackle.
So, are you working for Tryon or for Petroglyph?
I am working for Tryon.
Okay.
But the cool thing about our relationship with Petroglyph is that, there's really not much of a dividing line. I contribute stuff, they help us contribute stuff. I don't know, it's really blurred boundary as far as the work I've done with them. So I couldn't ask for a better partnership. I love those guys.
Worldwide economic crisis as the driving force.
I was excited when everything was first announced and all that, and they're like, Petroglyph. I was like, oh my god, really? Like, I've been a fan of their games. And then, of course, I was playing Rift at the time as well, so I was like, oh, I like Tryon too. So it was kind of a nice little partnership that I see.
I agree. Yeah, it's funny because before I came to, so I've been at Tryon since about, January 3rd was my official start date. Anybody that's actually, followed any of this stuff that our community's put up on our site, it's interesting because one of the things that, kind of lured me out of my previous company was the fact that Rift was just so darn good. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping that the Rift folks don't hear that because, they may actually get a big head. No, I'm kidding. They deserve a big head. It is a great game, so.
It says I'm not allowed to connect to the login server.
That is interesting. We might be able to do some real time debugging here.
Nice. I'm gonna log in on the website to make sure that everything's good.
Oh, that's a good point. And if it's not, that's the nice thing about you're talking to the headquarters, so I can make sure that our community guy makes you flagged immediately for beta access. Although I'm pretty sure you have it.
I should. I got the email and I accepted it.
Yeah,
You're currently participating in the End of Nations beta.
Yeah.
Okay, Alpha 2. I'm on. Okay, what's the dealio?
Are you able to log into the Tryon website?
Yeah, I'm in the website right now.
Well, hopefully you're not like me. I oftentimes fat finger my password. That's the only thing. What was if you tell me the error you got, we'll get through this in about 2 seconds because I've seen.
It lets me in regularly, like when I log into the client itself.
Mm-hmm.
But after that is where the problem comes in.
Interesting. The only other thing I can say, and maybe is that we've had in the last beta event we actually turned the alpha, the ability to connect to alpha off. So if you've been playing in the alpha at all. I would just check and make sure which patcher you're running.
That is a good question.
Because I have bonked my head on my desk many a time thinking, why is the beta not working for me and it's really the alpha or vice versa?
How can I check and see which client I'm using?
It should say. So the patcher itself, when you launch it, well, here, let me alt tab out. So when you launch it, it should say End of Nations Beta, End of Nations Alpha.
It says End of Nations.
Uh-oh. Oh, that's
October
right.
2nd, build, deployed.
Let's see. Oh, that's it. Launch the patcher and just see if it says welcome to closed beta 4 on the message of the day.
Message of the day. I don't see that. Oh, well, I got closed beta 4 on the left. No, mine just says build deployed.
Oh, I think you're looking at the alpha patcher.
Oh, unbelievable. Do I have the wrong one?
No worries.
Trying account management. Download beta client. Okay, hold on here.
Actually, I could send it to you over Skype, but I don't know what that would do to the quality of our interview.
I mean, I got 8 seconds left, so.
Wow.
Beta client says beta. Gasp, he broke the NDA. I guess I did.
Actually, you know what? I'm pretty sure, I think, according to Lance, I think we've lifted the NDA. Yeah. So I know in the past it's been hard for us because we've seen so many good, well, I don't know how to say this without legal getting mad at me, but we've seen so many great like YouTube videos that were really wonderful sort of observational videos, some great feedback that all broke the NDA. But now we can actually admit that we really like a lot of those. So.
Well, that's good to know.
Definitely. If legal's listening, I'm sorry. There were some videos that were posted. Unfortunately, they violated the NDA. So
what? While we're on the topic, what happens if someone breaks NDA? Let's say I put up a video. What happens?
There's actually the media site that you put it up to, depending on the site, is usually really cooperative. We just ask to pull it down.
Okay. That's nice. I know there's some companies that are like, take it down right now. They'll get YouTube involved and not try and just go to.
Well, that's about the only way. Well, that's about the only way. Usually, it's I mean, without going into too much detail, because I don't know. That's more of a. So I mentioned earlier we have another senior producer, Lance James, our community manager, handles most of that. What I have seen is I'll see a mail saying, hey, someone's violating the NDA. Here's the video. And I'll watch it going, wow, that's a good video. Or, yeah, so far I've not seen anybody rip Eon to shreds in a nasty video. It's sad because all the videos that I've seen that we've pulled down have been really positive and awesome. Yeah. So, if you did post a nasty video and you got taken down, I didn't see it, and you're one of the few. And so we didn't take you down because you were nasty. It was all NDA stuff. Just adding that disclaimer.
There we go. All right, so apparently I have to patch now.
Yes, sir.
Which shows that I have about 17 minutes. So we'll use this time to actually do an interview. I actually have questions, too.
Perfect. And we can sing Kumbaya, too. It might be kind of
fun. Kumbaya. Dude, I love that. Did you see, you weren't in the first set of emails. Did you see the rest of the emails?
I did not.
Oh, I made a song.
Oh.
I gotta find it now.
That sounds awesome.
Players for the weekend. So, for all the people who are tuning in for the first time, what is, and I would like to hear your definition of this, what makes this an MMO RTS besides just the fact that it's constantly online?
Well, I know. I would say that, persistent strategy is just the foundation, right? It is a strategy. At its core, it's a strategy game across multiple genres. I think people sort of have a tendency to think, MMO equals swords and shields and all of that stuff. But I think End of Nations does a really good job of capturing some of the core elements that make something massive, right? There are, different sort of commander classes that suit your playstyle. The difference between playing, say, the Patriot or the Spartan versus the Shadow Revs, Wraith, or Phantom classes, you can definitely tell. If you were to liken them to, the Spartan feels a lot more kind of tanky. Even though they can be, heavy damage as well. Phantom, maybe more hit and run stealth, sort of roguelike. There's also, believe it or not, and we've just recently kind of been rolling this out to our community. Is actual PvE content, so you can actually have a cooperative mission that's just you and maybe 3 other buddies. And at the end, after you win the mission, you actually get some of the the mods for your units as loot. The loot itself, believe it or not, the mods have a rarity color. So anybody that's been familiar with any type of RPG, I think you mentioned earlier playing Rift, we kind of didn't break convention with the color coding. You can get a purple mod that is, an epic mod. In fact, I think there's even a couple orange, which, by the old MMO standard is sort of a legendary, and those are super rare. But, those are just a couple things. There's actually a lot more than that. But, that's sort of what takes us away from just the traditional lather, rinse, repeat, jump into a game sort of RTS.
I remember when the game was first announced, you guys were talking about how, is there still a single-player aspect? Because when everything was first announced, there was kind of talk about, yes, there is going to be this crazy big online world, like this big map that you're going to be able to take over for your side, your faction, blah, blah, blah. But if you didn't want to touch that, there's still a whole single-player campaign. Is that what the PvE aspect is, essentially?
For right now, for launch, the PvE aspect is the cooperative missions. So this would have been before my time, the announcement around the single-player campaign. But for right now, literally, it's more of, and there is currently in the game we have Widow's Wall, which there are other players playing, but it is it can be a single player experience. So
okay, let's talk about the persistent conflict, as it's kind of being called.
Sure.
I'm going to relate this to the first thing that comes to mind when I hear something like this, where there's a constant war going on and everything is always moving. How does it relate to something like PlanetSide, which is a constant ongoing war that is never ending? Is this kind of the same thing, but all of the matches, instead of being, oh, let's get 100 versus 100 people, whoever we can fit on a server at one time, it's more of an instanced kind of deal? How does the instance combat affect the map as a whole?
That is a great question. Love it. So the instance combat, if anybody who's looked at End of Nations can, they see this meta map, which is basically a map of the world. The areas, most of the world has been, obviously taken over by the Order of Nations. By playing different missions or matches with people, for instance, Landslide, Juggernaut, Full Bore, Resource Hog, and each one of those is a different type of gameplay and different victory conditions. You win enough of those with your faction, be it Shadow Revolution or Liberation Front, and you actually end up controlling that area. Why that's cool, each of the different areas can give you a different type of buff. So if Shadow Revolution owns, 3 out of the 4, you can tell that they've got 3 buffs that the Liberation Front doesn't have. Or, in fact, I'm looking at the meta map in the beta right now, and Australia, actually, the western half of Australia, or western third of Australia, which is where the Deep Hammer map lives, is controlled by Liberation Front. So okay. That is very cool. And so why that's different than, say, PlanetSide, again, I didn't play too deeply in PlanetSide. I remember that it was a great game, but our metagame is basically seasonal. So, nobody's going to want to play on a server where, one of the factions dominates, for 3 years solid, and there's no chance of ever winning it back. So the metamap actually will reset, and there will be declared a winner of that season. So it's completely seasonal.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
So let's say, and this may have been only in like alpha testing. Am I allowed to talk about stuff that happened in alpha now?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I have not been briefed on the answer to that one. That's a good. I wish I could say it for that.
If anything, they're better change, or just like things that you can say have changed since then.
Oh my gosh!
But like, I have like most of my background was playing alpha and like CBT1.
Gotcha. Wow, I can't wait for you to log in then.
Yeah.
I think you're going to be really happy. So, well, the metamap, the actual metamap itself, you're going to see is a lot. I think it's a lot better looking.
Okay.
The map types are a lot better looking. The maps stand out a lot better. The different types of map, for instance, Full Bore, which is sort of a cooperative like 4-on-4 capture and hold. Mm-hmm. Basically, that the capture those types of maps, which are I think they're or those actually have an icon of like 2 hands grabbing each other. Resource Hog. Oh, actually, no, those are cooperative. Sorry, I'm totally tired. They have a little handshaking icon, meaning you play it cooperative with your friends, and that's Full Bore and Juggernaut. Resource Hog, which is a domination map, has a different icon. Hold the Line, which is a survival map. Again, all of these have different icons, so that at a glance you can kind of differentiate what kind of experience you want to have in queue for that instance.
Okay.
There's a lot more though. You'll just have to see it. I think we've done a lot of improvements around showing how the metagame is going. You still see territorial control, but if it actually shows you how the balance of power is shifted. So say, for instance, landslide in South America. If you click on that map, and that's a survival map, you can actually see where whichever faction's controlling it, when you click on the map, there's actually now kind of a little, I forget the name, like a little sandwich board off to the side that shows that here's the center line where no one controls it, and I'm looking at it right now, and it's looking like the balance of power has just slightly shifted over to the Shadow Revolution side. Okay. So there's no guessing on why either LibFront or ShadRev has control of something. So
okay, is it still because before, like, all of like the points of territory kind of had, like, how you're talking about, there's specific missions and things attached to them. How does that kind of work out when you have like 4 instances going on that one piece? Does it take the average of however many games have been played on it, and then it decides who wins the territory, or how does that work?
I think it's just straight wins. I don't think anything that happens actually during the game, but I do think that, and even in one of our last closed beta events, I mean, looking at the number of games played per map, even, we're just, astronomically huge. In one season, in live, I mean, gosh, I don't know if I want to give out too many numbers, but yeah, I mean, there's enough games being played on that map that even just a 1-to-1 win, and again, I don't want to mess up with guys at Petro, because that is a system that I'm thinking works that way, but I could be wrong. So if someone from Petro's listening, go ahead and ping me and tell me I'm full of it.
So let's put a little example. Let's say there are 10 instances going on one piece of territory. 9 end, and it's currently 5-4. So at that point in time, whichever team's the 5, we'll say Shadow Revolution, is up, so they would take the territory.
Marginally.
So there is, is there ever total control of a piece of territory?
Yes, and you can see, it looks like, and again, this is a new system, but it looks like, the more dominant your group is, I think the bigger the buff you get for that territory. So, and hopefully, when you get in the beta, we can actually walk through this, and for anyone playing the home game, hopefully you can see this. I hope you're in the beta, but it's, I'm looking at landslide right now, and it shows you sort of, there are various, sort of buff stages of condition here, so.
Okay. What was the thought behind taking the Order of Nations as not a playable group anymore?
So there's another MMO element. First, it's great to have a bad guy that is not a person, right? It allows us to have that sort of PvE conflict. Second, it's a unified. I mean, their backstory is just that they're just horrible, abysmal tyrants. So it's kind of nice. It's somebody that both Liberation Front and Shadow Revolution can hate together. Even though if you think about it, this Shadow Rev and LibFront both have the same goals. They just have a different ideology and a different means to those goals. So they obviously.
Okay, because I remember originally wasn't it supposed to be 3 playable races? Groups.
Good question. You caught me before my time again, my friend.
Okay, because I remember when it was first announced, when the website first existed, well before it looked this beautiful, I was like, oh man, I didn't know who I want to pick. There were 3 to choose from. I was like, well, these guys seem good. And in all honesty, when everything was announced, I wanted to play Order of Nations.
You know what's funny?
And they got taken away.
I just, I did both PAX and Gamescom this year, and at both, that is something that commonly comes up a lot. People are coming up going, well, I just like their units. They're cool. Why can't I be Order of Nations, Mm-hmm. And who knows? I'm not saying that someday that might not be a reality, but, for right now, we need somebody to rally against and hate, which Order of Nations.
I think that's a great idea. is taking two factions who still, while they don't like each other, but they're willing to put the small differences in how they want to run the world aside to fight this really big powerhouse.
That's
I
exactly
think
well,
that's a great concept.
definitely. I mean, that happens. Well, that's happened in pretty much every major world war that has happened here on Earth. You know,
Exactly.
put aside ideological differences for the time being, and then we'll go back to fighting after we knock this guy out, right?
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, that's that's kind of I'd say it's akin to that. Good, very astute observation. Yeah.
Going back to the when people think of MMOs, are there going to be raids, for lack of a better term?
So, you know, for lack of a better term, is a good way to put that. Sort of, yes. So what we demoed at Gamescom was we demoed a map called Full Bore, and in it there is actually, you can go one of two ways. Think of that as sort of an encounter or an instance, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you and again, I'm going to apologize to anybody listening to this interview that doesn't play sort of the RPG side of the MMO, but yeah, I mean if you haven't seen the Panzer Hulk yet, it's amazing. And it is literally, when we were demoing at Gamescom, it was fun to be able to say, congratulations, you just watched, the first, actual party take out a raid boss in an RTS. But, that's epic, and that was the way that we handled it there. There are many different win conditions for Full Bore, as long as you don't, take too long and get raided by Panzer Hulks, which would be like if you were in a dungeon and at the end boss and ran out of time, and it's like an arranged timer. 15 of that boss showed up and killed you. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So
And yeah, sky's the limit, right?
So how let's talk about this Panzer, because I keep actually watching it go through this rotation on the patcher. So it's 28 versus 28.
Okay, so that is one of the maps. Yes.
Okay.
Let's see here, and I'm not sure if that one's. I'm locked in real quick. Yeah, I'm not sure if that one's in right now, but we do. Yes. Yep, actually it is. Oh, Deep Freeze is in. Okay. So yeah, Deep Freeze is one of our maps. The Panzer Hulk is actually a giant, epic, huge, iconic unit that I don't know if you did a search for one word, Panzer Hulk, you might see it, but yeah. And then on the second point, yeah, Deep Freeze is a 28 versus 28 map, which is awesome.
Mm.
I don't know. I actually love those big maps. I think that they actually allow a lot of the kind of distinctive play styles for each of the factions kind of shine, because some of the smaller maps you'll have just an intense battle and it'll go nonstop. These larger maps I think are a little more like, if you can think kind of a strategic battle where you've got little skirmishes happening here and there.
Mm-hmm.
And like for me, I don't take this as their OP or anything, but I traditionally play Shadow Revolution just because I like them. I like the play style, especially of the Phantom. And for me, on the larger maps, I actually really enjoy, I can really do some hit and run, and great stealth and lure and stalker and other stuff.
So what is the biggest size that you can have?
Are you talking about map size?
Sure.
Number of players? Well, currently it's 56 players on one map.
That's in total, not 56 on 56. So that's the 28 on 28 that we were just talking about.
That is the 28 on 28, yes.
Okay.
56 players is, I still don't know of another game that has done that, at least with this fidelity.
RTS-wise?
Yeah, RTS-wise.
The only other thing that comes to mind, there was a really old game. What the heck was it called? Shattered Horizons was this not the same concept, but kind of, you have, I think it was 2 or 3 factions. They were all fighting over this giant map.
Wait a minute. You mean Shattered? Is it Shattered Galaxies?
Shattered Galaxies. That's what it's called.
Oh, yes. I have never played that yet. You nailed it. I've heard that a lot, though.
Yeah, that's the other game. When this came out, I was like, oh, this will be a really good Shattered Galaxies, because that was the same basic concept. You could pimp out your units. You could change what they look like. You could change what they did. There was a bunch of different ones. You could have X amount of squads. You had to spawn them out on the battlefield and actually move them to where everything had to go. So it was kind of just like that. Which
That's awesome.
It was the same thing with PlanetSide. It was one of those games that was really ahead of its time, so like no one really picked up on it.
Right.
So now that like this is kind of, people are used to the World of Warcrafts, to the PlanetSides, to the Guild Wars, where they want these a persistent universe always going on, and they want to feel like they're not just playing instance games. They want to have something that will actually make them feel like, okay, I didn't just waste my time. Like, I'm getting
Right.
land, I'm helping my bunch of other people. Like, there are thousands of people around the world who are playing with me right now to try and take over a futuristic world.
That's right. Yeah. Wow. That's a great. So two things. That's absolutely. That's really again another astute. You're good, man.
Thanks.
That's very astute. And here's why. A lot of the really brilliantly creative folks over at Petro. The guys that really sat down and dreamed up this game. And I know this from doing like many events with Mike Legg. Basically. The Petro folks are, they're former Westwood, and I've actually heard Mike Legg say, yeah, they loved Shattered Galaxies. So, I think you'll see a lot of the Westwood influence. Those guys for many years have just slept, breathed, dreamed, RTS. So a lot of the folks over on the Petro side too, I know are big fans of the MMO, any type of MMO, really, the RTS or the RPG side. And so I think that's where a lot of this comes from. I got to give, I'm not taking any credit whatsoever for the vision, but I think that obviously I'm kind of the new guy. But I do say that if Shattered Galaxies, any of the previous Westwood, fantastic Westwood titles, you'll still feel a little bit of the legacy there, because again, that legacy runs deep with a lot of the guys at Petro. So
Yeah. What the heck? Thank you, phone, for telling me that my stream is supposed to start in a half hour after it already started.
nice.
One thing with Google Calendar, you never think to change those little things. So it's just like, oh, well, I'm already ahead of you.
Been there.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of other questions that I had. Oh, here's one that I just noticed. What is the difference in the 3 levels of the game purchase? Because I saw there was a starter edition, there's a founders edition that you guys are plugging, plus there's a collector's edition. Is it one of those things? If I wanted all of those things, do I have to buy all 3?
That's a really good question. I do not know the answer to that one either. Keep in mind, I'm kind of the nerd, so that's a very marketing thing. I apologize. I should probably know that. It's just that is so not in my wheelhouse.
Oh,
and
no worries.
your
That was
fans
just
probably wrinkling their face up. But then if they saw I've got a screen with a bunch of code up on one side and End of Nations on the other, so.
completely understandable. I just noticed, I was like, oh, there is a collector's edition. I was like, oh, they get so much more stuff. Why did I get founders? And then I was just like, oh, well, I guess I could spend money and just get all 3.
Well, I don't think I would complain about that, but I don't know if that's exactly the way it's supposed to go. I think what I will make it a note though to make sure that we're having that messaged very, very clearly. So especially since I don't understand how that all works, but again, that's just because I'm not supposed to.
Yeah, because
you can upgrade from the founders to the collectors, by the way.
Correct. I did see
Yes.
that. But here's
Okay.
does that cost full price?
No,
When I saw it, it looked like it cost full price for me.
Ooh. How far? Well, so I would say that it's coming. If you go down the purchase flow, it should be a reduced cost. The founders should give you credit towards the collectors.
Because if it does, I'm totally gonna do that. Because you guys can just take more of my money. I'm fine with it.
Right on.
So, okay, so
I'm just kidding. Well, we're a free
collector's edition upgrade. Okay, hold
Say
on.
that?
I'm gonna do the math here.
Okay, do the math, and please don't beat me up with it.
Well, I won't. This is nothing that, like I said, you're the producer. You have nothing to do with this kind of stuff. This is all them saying, all right, how are we gonna make the money?
Oh wait.
Let's see here. Bundles. Okay. So Founders Edition. This is for everyone who wants to know how you can. If you purchase this, by the way, you get into the beta. Let me start with that for everyone who's wondering. Okay, so it's $29.99 for the Founders Edition. And then this is all on their website, everyone, by the way. Standard Edition I thought was $19.99. It is $19.99. Wait, what? It keeps taking me. Oh, okay, maybe if I log out, it'll actually give me the correct prices. Because it keeps taking me to all the upgrade prices.
Oh, well then, hey, there we go. That works.
Well, I think it's the upgrade, but then I was confused because the standard edition, I thought... Oh, it's not going to show me now. I thought the standard edition was $20. Founders was... I paid $30 for Founders, because you do get more than you did for the standard edition. But when it said to upgrade to the standard edition, it was going to charge me another $19.99. So I don't know. You can look into that for me. I'd appreciate it.
You got it, sir.
Cause like, I mean, if it works out the way you're saying, if I only have to pay $10 more to get the collector's edition, heck yeah, I'll do that. Get the Black Dragons company, the cool skunk looking skin, wealth boost. That wealth boost looks really nice.
The wealth
5
boost
days,
experience.
but
Well, and keep in mind, so for me personally, even though we all work on the game, when it comes to the actual live end of nation service, we are not going to be, unless we're actually doing an official admin capacity, we're going to be running around with characters that you probably won't know that we're either Tryon or Petroglyph or, and well, maybe with the Petroglyph folks, and the Tryon folks, we're all going to be incognito. If we want anything in the game, we have to either earn it or pay for it, just like everybody else. So, it saves us from having the, I don't know how this is currently working because, it puts us in the same category as everybody that plays the game, which is great because we are.
I like that. I always like when that's happened a few times, like with the game called Smite by Hi-Rez, when I found out all of their, or a few of the devs, like fake accounts, so they can play without people knowing who they are.
Yep.
I see them all the time now.
Oh yeah.
It's like, haha, I know who you are. Tell them on Skype, like, haha, I beat you.
See, for me, that's actually part of it too, because I really, really hate getting shamed. So, having people shame me is not my favorite. So if I go on as anybody that's been in the alpha for a while, they know either myself or Chris Lena or Lance James, or even our vice president, executive producer Dave Lumen. They know our names with the Tryon tag on them. But it's funny because sometimes I will go in just so that if I do lose, I don't feel so shameful, because everyone sees the Tryon tag and thinks, or the Petro tag and thinks we're just going to school them. Or if we do win, I've had people say, "Oh, you guys are cheating," but putting it out there that we do not, when we're out on the real live servers, there will be no cheating. It is not in the rules. Therefore, nip that one in the bud right away. If you get stomped, it's because we schooled you. So less QQ, please.
Yeah. Plus, by the way, I love that. Speaking of which, in the patcher, attention, new lever system is now in game. Less QQ, more pew pew. I died.
Awesome.
That's hilarious.
I cannot take credit for that, although I will say I died also. I thought it was brilliant.
That's awesome. But going back to exactly what you're talking about, I don't understand why people assume that just because you have the Tryon tag or you have the Petro tag or something, that you know everything. Because you got to think of, like, people in the art department got the game because they work for the company and they're playing it on their free time. How would they know all the ins and outs when they're just drawing pictures?
You'd be surprised. One of the guys that, believe it or not, like, whenever I play, what map is that? I actually have a buddy of mine who's one of the artists. So, in fact, the guy that does a lot of the store art, the stuff when you open up the in-game store, is my Icebreaker 2's partner. And him and I just kick butt together.
Well, see...
We went like 18-1, and he is a killer artist. But a lot of it, the people here, you would think, if somebody's, head down, I know both at Tryon and at Petroglyph, people are head down writing code or doing whatever. This is one of those games that I play all the time. I like the beta events because it gives me a chance to play with people I've never played with before. But yeah, I mean, you can ask the alpha the alpha customers that are currently in the alpha, who have access in between the beta events. Those guys see us in all the time, and it's great.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. But it's just, I don't understand why it's just commonly assumed.
Right.
Works for the company, gonna cheat, gonna be bad, like gonna be fantastic, expect to lose. Like, yeah, they don't have all of the free time in the world. They're not Hi-Rez Bart, who just literally plays and gets paid for it 5 days a week.
Exactly. Well, not only that, but you would think that a lot of us would know a lot of the major exploits and stuff. But if that's the case, anybody here that you would never see a Tryon or Petro person use an exploit. We may do it in games with just each other, just to show each other, like, hey, by the way, this really sucks. No, it doesn't. Yeah, we really need to fix this. No, we don't. And then we'll use an exploit and just school the heck out of them. Okay, I guess we need to fix that. But that's not with people who don't work here in the game. And if we do, then I've never heard of it. So
I'm very close to finishing.
outstanding.
I'm sitting at 4 minutes, it says.
Nice. So yeah, I am building up my company. My little dude, my commander is level 7.
Nice.
Not bad since
Let's talk about that. There's something. Let's talk about commanders. So commanders, you can have more than one of them, correct? Or is it just you?
Nope, you can have several. Why that's cool is because there are 4 different sort of commander classes in the game. A lot of people have found that I play someone at like for me, okay, I'll give you this straight up. Right now the max level is 20, which it shouldn't take you that long to get to level 20, but you can actually be situational. For instance, tonight I'm in the mood to do, say, that big the big PvE sort of cooperative instance. I may play Wraith and go a mono company, which means the company is made up of entirely the same units. For those who haven't been in the beta before, I may make a mono company of honeybees, which is a unit that specializes in healing other units. That's great, but I also really, really, really love playing Slayers. So I can only get those on or not Slayers, but Ravagers, artillery. I can only get those on Phantom. So it is nice to have multiple. It's sort of like playing, if you're playing like Rift, having a mage and a thief just for whatever you felt like doing that day, or whatever the needs your friends might have, right? So I can pop on with my healing companies and be support, or I can go, whole hog straight out, DPS with my Phantom.
Okay. Now, XP, by the company or by the account?
Not by the company, but by the commander. So regardless of which company you throw into battle, you get XP on a per commander. If you think of your commander as like a character in a traditional RPG, that's kind of how it works.
Now, can you switch your commander saying like, oh, I've been working on this guy so long, but I want to put him in the healing company because we're going to be doing this and I'm playing support all night? Or you just kind of, you have to, I'm not going to say balance your time, but you have to kind of pay attention to those kind of things?
Well, it'd be the same thing as saying, hey, I've got, well, 2 things. One, level 20 isn't, I think for me, part of the fun is the journey. Especially, you kind of hit every 5 levels, you hit sort of a new plateau where you can unlock a new mark or a new tier of units, which is great. But, I think it's sort of the same paradigm where, I've got a level 90 or 80 or 70, whatever, rogue, and my buddy just joined, wants someone to level up with that will, be in the same kind of matchmaking bracket that they're in. So let's level up together. And, they're playing, X commander class, and I'm playing, Y commander class. But I'm going to go ahead and roll up a smaller person just because, anyways, you get the idea. It's okay. We've all done it if we ever played an RPG MMO.
Okay. Is 20 going to be the cap come live, or do you guys have any idea how high you want it to go?
Well, for live, 20 is the official cap.
Okay. Guess what? I'm patched. Only took me too long.
You're done patching?
Yes. Alright. Now that I know that I had the wrong client, that's so disappointing. I apologize for taking that long to not playing.
It's okay. You're only hurting yourself, my friend.
I am only hurting myself. I've only been waiting to play all day. Okay, remove, add, game. Nope, come here. End of nations. Do-do-do-do. Alright, let's see if it'll... There we go.
So, I didn't know if the plan was that you and I were going to jump into a game together.
I don't have a shard.
You might. on here. I'm also just logging back in. Oh, you know what? I think that the shard must have come down. Perfect timing, right?
Yeah, right? It's like, alright, let's do this! Oh, yep, someone just typed in chat, server's down, bro. Darn.
That's okay.
I like how you can have different HUD voices, music jukebox, that's awesome.
Do you, so did you play any of the Westwood games?
Oh, God, yeah.
Okay. Well, you're familiar with Frank then. Frank.
Yes.
So, Hell March, which I think is to this day one of the most iconic, epic, epic pieces of music to ever go along with any, well, not just RTS, but almost any piece of video game music. I love it. But yeah, Frank did all of the music for End of Nations, and it is, in my humble opinion, it's worth a lot of it's worth listening to, like, even when you're not in the game. In fact, that's
dude, some soundtracks. I'm a sucker for soundtracks because they are so stinking good. And the biggest problem is, like, I guarantee you his songs are probably 3+ minutes long, but you only hear like 20-second clips during a firefight, and then it changes songs because that's just how game audio works.
Yep, that's actually one of the perks of the collector's edition too, is you actually get well, the soundtrack comes with it. So, and to be honest, I think I can actually check and I can tell you exactly how long most of the songs are. But yeah.
So there is a soundtrack.
Oh yeah, there's like 70+ minutes of music, or no, more than that, 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours of music. I think. Let me see how many different songs there are. Yeah, I was just in here too. So.
And you said that it comes with
the collector's edition.
Oh, of course.
Yep. Which I think.
Now I have to upgrade. Darn it. Collector's editions always get me for the soundtrack too. I'm not afraid to admit it.
And like I said, it's one of those things where I don't know. Again, I don't know. I'm sure, being who you are, I'm sure a lot of your fans totally love Frank's work. I'm also no exception. So.
Oh yeah, no, his stuff is
epic.
I'm a fan. Any idea? Do you need to go run around the office and figure out why the heck we can't play video games?
Nope, I'm seeing a mail right now. It looks like they did a quick and dirty reboot on the shards. So let me see if I can get an ETA. So yeah, the soundtrack actually has 46 different tracks.
Dang, that's awesome.
Yep, and I'm looking at 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 3.5 minutes, 5.5 minutes. Yeah, you know what? I'm not seeing almost anything under, basically a little bit under 4 minutes. There's a couple like 1 minute 35, but those are probably like intro. That's epic.
Darn, now I got, alright, now I just have to figure out how to do this upgrade thing. And I want to make this happen.
And actually, if I remember correctly, I think Frank actually worked with, I think it was a Prague Philharmonic.
Really?
Yes, and I think it was either Frankfurt or, oh goodness, I'll have to look up the credits. But yeah, he ended up going over to Europe to do a lot of the orchestral stuff.
Let's see here. End of Nations found. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't show. Where does it? Okay, now I'm just looking. Where does it say that it comes with the soundtrack?
That's a good question.
That is not in. Is it only in that GameStop physical one?
I don't actually know. I do know that I wrote the actual installer, and I wrote the collector's edition installer, and I know that it installs the soundtrack. So, I don't know. Stay tuned. I'm unless somebody comes and tells me to rewrite the installer. I have a feeling the collector's edition is going to get and marketing's going to kill me for this, hopefully, or hopefully not. But I'm pretty sure it comes with the collector's edition. So.
Yeah, and it doesn't show on GameStop's physical one that it's there.
Uh-oh.
No. So you're just giving stuff away, man.
If we look really small, no one will notice that I just said that.
The viewers will know. Hey, that's a good thing that you got some sales. Yeah. Yeah, I would like to talk to marketing and figure out if I can just pay the difference in the founders and up to collectors, or if I need to get both. It appears that I actually have to get both.
Well, I
What?
will get to the bottom of this. I have your email. I will send you a private email, and then for all of your fans or anybody that's tuned into the station, I will make sure that we clarify that on our website or on our forums. Expect a post from myself, which is Problem Child, Chris Lena, who's I believe Red Avocado or Blue Avocado, depending on his mood.
What an awesome name.
Isn't that great? Yeah, Chris is epic. And Chris is actually he's more of we call him the pretty one. He's the one that actually usually does a lot of the interviewing, just because he's such a, the camera loves that guy. But, I'm secure enough to say that, with my professional life. But yeah, Chris is fantastic. But yeah, so either him or Lance James, who is Mill Eric, who is our community manager. So just look for a post from one of those guys.
I will do that. All right. So was there an ETA on servers, did you say, while we were talking?
Oh man, I'm gonna have to give you that crazy candid response. We're aware of the issue, and no. Let me hit the bottom of this.
I love that response. We know there's something. Give us a minute. Something that always angers me is people who get so aggravated about that. Like, oh, servers aren't working, blah, blah. It's like, you realize that they've spent forever trying to work on this product, and there are going to be problems because, well, come on, it's computers.
Right. Well,
It'll
anybody
get
who knows
fixed.
their software is bug-free is, well, they're lying. or they're disillusioned, or it's the first piece of software they've ever worked on. But, I don't know. I think one of the cool things about both Petra and Tryon is we are totally committed to try and, make a quality product. I mean, I don't even like to think of this game as a product. I think of this, well, it's End of Nations, right? But that being said, there's a lot of craftsmanship where people, are very happy about taking pride in what they do. So if, I don't know. I think that, a lot of people have, kind of said, well, we still haven't known when you guys were going to come out. We thought it was coming out a couple of years ago, and I've been telling people this. This is our 4th closed beta event. The first 3, we've had so much feedback. And, if you said you were in CBT 3 or CBT 1?
I missed 3.
You missed 3. Okay, so yeah, you've been in, and as soon as the shard's up, I think you'll see we do take a lot of the, we read everything that comes back in on the forums, which I think is another reason I love Petroglyph and Tryon. But we take it a step further and actually make it actionable and try and really make sure that those, the player-facing issues are very, very high priority for us. And in a lot of cases, I think, when we actually say, hey, the floodgates are open, really is based on when we feel like we've really done a good job of taking care of and shoring up all that stuff that, our fans and obviously your fans too have come up with. So.
I just like how it had to go down right when we were ready.
Isn't that, that's, so, yeah, that is sort of, Murphy's demo law, is it not?
Yeah, right.
Apologize, but yeah, here I'm sending so we are, actually it is, there is a.
Shard's up now.
Okay, good. I was going to say, there is a.
We can do whatever you want. We can do PvE if you want to start off and kind of show some stuff off. We can do PvP. It doesn't.
Well,
I apparently have to make a new character and stuff.
So kind of the way the flow works now, and anybody that's been in the alpha or the beta, the flow now is really, you go in, you play our tutorial, which is a completely different tutorial than the last closed beta event that we had.
Is it really? Now I'm not going to know what to do.
What's that?
Now I'm not going to know what to do anymore.
Well, we haven't changed the gameplay on this. Just the tutorial makes, I think, is a lot more crisp, clear. Definitely helps kind of steer the newer players into, making good decisions and understanding how things work. As usual, you can,
Did you say you were playing Shadow?
Yes, but I do have a level 1 Liberation Front character. If you'd like, whatever faction you want to play, I'm with you.
Who do I want to play? It's between Phantom and Patriot.
Okay. If you play Patriot, I can play Spartan.
All right, let's do that. Let's try that out.
Cool. This is kind of a very noteworthy event because you're one of the first people to actually get me to play Liberation Front.
Yes.
I love Liberation Front, but there was a kind of a community event a while back where Lance James had actually done an article with both myself and Chris Lena, and it is fun because Chris, and neither one of us knew this. Chris and I being the two senior producers on the project, Chris actually is a LibFront guy, I'm a ShadRev guy, and that came out after the fact, and neither one of us planned it that way, so.
Should I do the tutorial? I mean, I know what I'm doing. I'll do it for the viewers. How long is the tutorial?
It depends on how long it takes you to do it, so, I think, yeah, there we go.
As I recall, it was pretty quick. I'll just do it right now. So the viewers can hear. Wow, this screams Red Alert 2.
Different screen though. Told you. Do you see the different icons I was referring to?
I'm currently in the load.
Welcome to the proving grounds, Commander.
And it looks like Chris Lena is on. Try an avocado.
First, let's take a look around.
I love that his name
to
is
move your
Avocado.
camera view,
That's brilliant.
use the arrow keys on your keyboard.
Chris is a cool cat.
Move your cursor to the edge of your display. Move your camera view to the right
Oh,
until you see the landing zone.
I'm seeing a lot. It just popped up in the leaderboards, and there are a lot of people that I'm looking at that I know I've seen in every beta event that are close to the top of the leaderboard right now. There's already a person that has 23 wins, and
wow.
We've open for business since 8 o'clock this morning, so that's great.
Good work, Commander. You can also zoom your camera view in and out with your mouse wheel. Zoom. Looks like you have the hang of it.
The graphics
Move your
are so
camera
nice
back
too.
to the initial drop
They
zone
really
so
are.
we can continue.
I could not disagree.
Now
I
let's
love
learn how to
them.
give orders. We've deployed
When you think about
your
like
drop
the
zone.
fidelity of the
Position
graphics,
your
and then you
cursor
think,
over
okay,
the vehicle.
we're doing this with
Left click to
56
select
people. There's a lot of really, really clever engineering that went into making this game. I don't think people realize that, well, about the 56 players and the great graphics.
Yeah.
Tighten on the
Click, click,
move.
click. Come on, yo. My camera's a Logitech C535, I want to say.
So are people, silly question, sort of logistical, but are people actually asking you questions via Twitter, or?
None via Twitter, but there's some people in chat who are talking.
Right on. Oh, okay.
With it, right click on the what indicated destination. You're not indicating me a destination.
Oh, I should probably be in the tutorial so I can,
The lions tremble in
so I can actually be following along with you here. Log in.
I'm just trying to find this destination that doesn't really exist. Is the tutorial alone now?
It is. Well, this part is.
I liked
Yep.
it when I was big.
Well, that's still there. So what you saw originally was Widow's Wall, which is still definitely there.
Okay, I'm on. Okay, this is what's going on here. Oh, is that what this circle thing is supposed to be? That it didn't point out to me at all. Okay,
It's a beta.
there we go. Hey, I know. I'm not complaining. I'm just like I can't. I don't know where to go.
Vehicles simultaneously. Hold down the left
I
mouse
dig
button
the,
and drag
the hexagon
cursor
look.
diagonally across the units
It's
you
not.
wish to
It's
select.
different from the
When all
standard.
vehicles are highlighted,
flat
release the
lined
mouse button to
everything.
select them. Well done. Let's move on.
In the
Here
UI.
is your company tray, which
So you
allows
remember
to
back when it was a lot of
control
squares.
your
Yeah, I
vehicles
actually I like the hex
For
stuff too.
simplicity, we'll call all
But
of
to
these
me, that sort of ShadowRev has some
These
of
are
their
the
units
units you currently
are
have
very
in
sort of
company.
insect-like,
Left-click
and I think the
unit
hexes
icon
remind me
to
of
select
honeycombs, which
Yeah.
Select units
just to me
display
makes
whether
makes
they are
it
native
feel really
or
kind of just cool and dark and neat.
ready to take it to our enemy. Good. You can also select all your units simultaneously by clicking the Select All button. It comes in handy when you want to issue the same order to all your units at once.
Oh, it is control still. I had to remember my groups.
You'll notice that there are other unit icons in the company tray which are not on the battlefield. These are reinforcements which can be delivered if you have available resources.
I do not have the
For
available
this
resources.
exercise, you've been given enough resources to field several more units. Click on each of the red unit icons in your company tray to deploy them at the drop zone.
I like the drop zone idea. It's really cool. So it's not like you can just keep spawning everything right in the
Good.
middle of the
The
battle.
gang's all here.
You gotta go and grab them off
For
to
the
the
next
side.
exercise, select all of your units and move to the next location. Use the provided arrow to find the destination. Remember that you can use the Select All button to select all your units simultaneously, no matter where they are on the battlefield. Excellent, Commander. Here is your radar, which provides a view of the entire battlefield.
Thank you for the radar.
Note the drop zone you started at to the southwest.
Oh.
Your units appear as green pips on the radar display. Using the radar, you can direct units anywhere on the battlefield without moving your camera.
Oh, that's awesome.
Select
I just
all
ran
your
through a
units
group of
and
trees and they all
right-click the
just fell
highlighted
over.
destination in the radar. It is also possible
Stuff like
to
that
move your camera
that
view using
people
the
will
radar.
look over, but I think it's
Left-click
great.
anywhere on the radar to move your camera.
Man,
view.
have you got to play? I don't know. I know we opened full Bora, excuse me, yeah. Hold on a second, not full Bora, but yeah, we opened full Bora last
You can
beta
view a
event.
larger version of the radar by left-clicking
One of my
the
favorite things in the world is watching the, we talked about the Panzer Hulk earlier, watching this big giant Panzer Hulk just shredding through stuff.
Yeah, right?
All the same commands can be issued through this larger radar screen. When you're ready to move on, close the radar. You're doing great, Commander.
Thank you,
Next,
instructor.
let's learn about control points.
So
There
this
are
is
several
so,
varieties.
and believe it or not, I think that we've made some serious and significant improvements here. It feels like you'll definitely feel. I've been playing a lot of the the level 1 sort of newbie game, and it definitely feels like this has helped
Highlighted on your radar.
my teammates not to be just sort of running around aimlessly, dying a lot, and making me feel like my ELO or ELO rating is going down. You can definitely tell that the newer players are a little bit more seasoned. And again, this is a huge part of what we need to iterate on. But I think this is lands better than what we've had in previous beta events.
For an army on the move. Take over the highlighted landing zone. Remember to use all your units to capture it as quickly as possible.
I will use all my units.
On the move!
Yeah, it's funny. So the RTS Guru portrait is actually over the mini map. So I'm like, oh, I don't know where we're going here.
Oh, it is,
There's
isn't
more
it?
than one landing zone available. You need to choose which one to deploy at. Position your cursor over the landing zone icon and left
That's
click.
awesome.
Then choose select landing zone.
Oh, I did not know about that.
Landing zone selected. Landing zone selected.
Select landing.
Let's bring in some additional reinforcements at your new landing zone. You should have enough resources available.
I think that just
to
made my
deploy
whole
several
day.
infantry units.
What?
Infantry
The
can
fact
capture
that you just
all
learned
types
something
of
from the
control
tutorial.
points
I
quickly
did.
and can
I didn't. I don't know.
remain
I don't
inaccessible
remember
by
that.
larger
Was that in
vehicles.
earlier?
You talk about selecting a landing zone?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I thought it just randomly picked whatever the closest one was.
Nope. And that was, again, that's why it's in there. I think we got a lot of feedback from players that it was just not really that obvious. So
Now that you have more than one type of unit on the battlefield, let me show you how they're different from one another. There are many types of units you'll have access to. Though they comprise the best fighting force ever assembled, no single unit is good at everything. For example, tanks
Are there no
great
control
versus
groups
artillery
anymore?
and small
Or am I
assault
doing something
vehicles.
wrong?
But mostly
no, I mean,
useless.
for the purposes of the tutorial, I think that is, I noticed that today as well.
Because like it's
As
registering
you continue your
through.
career, you'll
Yep,
learn what the best
it is,
tool for the
but
job
selecting
is.
them, that might just be a bug. It is a beta, my friend. And
Yeah,
you
I was just curious.
yeah, I think it might be a
During
bug,
battle, you can
actually.
move
I
your
noticed that
cursor over
again
any
earlier
unit
today
in the
as well.
battlefield, or
And then when I
select
get into the
a
regular
company
game,
trait
it
to
works
view
just
all
fine.
its
So
strengths and weaknesses.
it might just be for the tutorial, and it may be
example,
by
tank
design
is
so
good
that
versus-
people don't get
infantry
confused.
is
Although,
good versus light vehicles
yeah,
and
once you
other
get out of the
units.
tutorial and you're doing the
There's
regular
more
stuff, it works
information
just fine. So
available for
I'm
both
happy about that because
friendly
I'm,
and enemy units.
I like the
You can
micro.
explore
So for
between
me,
battles.
having multiple
Take
control
the
groups
time
is
to
important.
familiarize
Oh,
yourself with
absolutely.
your units, as well as the enemies. In
Alright.
addition to control points,
go
you will find other elements on the
infantry
battlefield which help you gain the
Every
upper
time I
hand.
see little infantry guys, I
Factories are
just
a
think
good
of the mechs
example
from
of this.
Matrix.
They provide benefits like support units, defensive weaponry, and additional firepower. Move your units to the highlighted factory. That's the factory right there, Commander. Now, position your cursor over the factory icon, left-click it, and select Upgrade. Note that upgrading a factory costs resources.
Oh, that's
See all
upgrade
those turrets?
factories. Ooh, look at
Upgrading
that.
a factory can make a big
Look at all
difference
these
in
fancy
defending the
turrets flying
battlefield.
out from the sky.
Okay, Commander, it's time to get some combat practice. Move your units to the next highlighted landing zone, and we'll tackle a few unmanned targets.
All right, to the landing zone.
I'm getting there. This should be pretty close.
captured.
Give me that zone.
During battle, you'll need to move units forward while keeping an eye on your supporting landing zone. Tactical structures can help keep a landing zone safe from your enemy capture. Structures are deployed in a different manner. They can be placed anywhere you have visibility on the battlefield. Left-click on a structure item. Nicely done. The number of tactical structures you can field is limited, so you'll need to choose carefully. If you need to move a placed tactical structure, you can delete it and place it elsewhere. Doing so will cost time and resources. Okay, on to the target practice. Here is the first series of targets now. Notice they appear red on your radar, indicating they are enemy units. Move your units within range and destroy these targets. To do this, select your units, position the cursor over an enemy target, and right-click to open fire. Nice shooting. Notice your units automatically fire on the next target if there is one.
So this is the other thing, sort of being able to, you know, tell people up front. You'll notice, well, I don't want to spoil it for you yet, but I think
We'll
you'll
have
get
to
in
give
there.
you something a little tougher to shoot at. This second set of targets is a little more difficult. A standard attack will probably take too long,
Special unit
so you'll need to
abilities.
use special unit abilities to quickly defeat them. Nearly every unit
Ah,
in
yes.
our arsenal has a special unit ability. When you select a unit, its special ability button appears above the company tray. Use your special unit ability X to take out this next series of targets. Some special abilities are limited to a short burst of fire before they need to recharge. Others may need to be targeted directly on an enemy unit or location with a left click.
Actually, it's kind of nice. And so anybody that isn't currently in the beta that's watching this, it's kind of nice to be able to. I'm glad that you're demoing the tutorial because it gives them an opportunity to see that, yep, it is. And this is one of the things that people completely were giving great feedback on, and we totally
Good
ran
job,
with.
Commander.
And, you know, mad
Next,
props
we
to
have a number
Petro.
of unmanned
It's a
aircraft
great
to
tutorial.
eliminate. Move to engage the aircraft indicated on your radar.
Get the aircraft. Get him. Why does it keep taking me back to that?
Guardian ready to kill.
As you can see, your tanks are unable to fire at aircraft.
Is your company
Infantry can
spread
engage
out?
them, but they are not very effective versus
Oh,
aircraft.
got that guy selected. Is he in your?
At some
He
point, you're
might
going
be
to
in the
find
control
yourself
room.
in a situation where you've brought a knife
Hitting
to a
X
gunfight.
though, like to do the
Commander,
special.
in a
it keeps
situation
going.
like this, you're better off bringing in an alternate
Interesting.
company of units. Bravo Company is now available to you, which contains a few anti-air units. Bravo Company has been deployed. Note the units are highly effective at taking out aircraft.
Alright,
Go
Bravo,
ahead and
let's do
engage
this.
the enemy again. Feel free to practice
Oh,
using
I got
the special
helicopters.
anti-air unit ability.
What up?
It's here, on the move. Running out.
Yes. Oh, more aircraft.
Yeah, and it was interesting. A lot of people didn't know that aircraft couldn't capture points, and in some cases, a lot of the, you know, the heavier, big,
Very well
you know,
done.
tough tanks
Successfully
could not shoot at
using all the
aircraft.
tools at their disposal.
You know,
On the battlefield,
I don't know. In real life,
to
I
numerous
don't know if there's ever been a case where like an M1 shot down an aircraft. I'm sure there is, but the only time I've ever seen that is in games like Battlefield, you know, 1940.
Turret destroyed.
Right?
I found out the
Getting
hard
close
way
to the end
that
of your training.
aircrafts couldn't capture
Let's
points.
learn about another type of control
Yeah,
point.
that's
I was
a-
playing, I was like, why is
Providing
nothing
additional
happening?
Firepower. Move to the highlighted
Like,
control
oh, because I'm in the air.
Waiting on you.
I love the fact that aircraft sort of you know, helicopters sort of introduce the
It provides access to a weapon of
well, they
immense
induce
power.
they force people to actually have a plan for, oh my gosh, how do I deal with this? I can't shoot these guys. And you know, usually that's having a pre-built company.
Go ahead
And you'll find
and
that, you
one of
know,
the weapons by
a lot of the guys
right-clicking
I've
on
played
the
that
deployed
have
containers
houses that
nearby.
have just
These
stomped
are
me
often referred
are
to as
really
super
good
weapons
at
due to
kind
their
of
destructive
knowing
capability.
when to swap out
You
their
now
company
have
to change
access
their
to a
gameplay
tactical nuclear
tactics.
super weapon and the
You know,
resources
and they've got
to
some
use
great,
it,
you know, they've
Commander.
got enough experience that they've got some
Control
great
for this weapon has
situational
been
awareness
highlighted.
built into
Ignore
kind of
the
how they
nearby
build up their
enemies with
companies
the
before they
super
go into
weapon.
any match.
Left-click the icon, then left-click the desired area to launch.
Bang, bang, belly.
That's megatons of raw destructive power. Using a super weapon requires resources, and each one acquired can only be fired once. To use it again, collect another of the deployed containers. It's time for your final lesson, Commander. We're going to take on a number of enemy units in a live fire exercise. These enemies will be deployed throughout the area. You'll need to use everything you've learned to survive. To assist in your final mission, I've asked for one of our heroes to help out. Say hello to Sidewinder.
What up, Sidewinder?
Watch me go. Watching your back. Vulture looking for a fight.
I think that was me just adding you on,
Add
or
a
following
hero
you on
to any
Twitter. Is what
company
that
you
beat
have permission
was.
to do so. You recruit heroes in the armory. Like other units, they have special unit abilities which can be used when the time is right. Targets are incoming, Commander. Defend this area and destroy all incoming enemy units. Remember to use your super weapon and any tactical structures you have available. If you lose one of your units, you can deploy reinforcements at your landing zone. Good luck.
Okay, so... Oh, I messed up.
Understood. Moving out. Covering your 6.
Run. Do. Come on. What is going on? Updated that, by the way.
Right on. Thank you, sir.
Ready to make it happen? Order, understood. I'm ready for anything.
Yeah, it's interesting. During these beta events, oftentimes I've actually got the client logged in on one machine, and I'm constantly watching chat just because I love seeing what people have to say. Good, bad, ugly, doesn't matter. Usually it's good. I think people are
Good start.
pretty happy this time around,
Remember that your
which is
unit
great.
have special abilities. Use them.
So the tutorial itself shouldn't be that difficult. I think you'll find, you remember the old tutorial, which is sort of now a single player, just get your feet wet, which replayable instance mission. And it is very much you join as yourself. There's no queue, but it is definitely sort of a single player experience, and I think it's a great sort of sneak peek at some of the stuff that we can actually do in the future. But the difficulty has been increased. Just throwing that out there.
Battle yet.
Ready for anything.
And technically, it's not a single player, although it can feel like one. Even though working together is a good way to get the mission solved.
Unit destroyed.
Bam!
Understood.
Well done, sir.
Should I just use one gun next time?
Finally, let's go.
Following your
How
lead.
did these guys get past me?
Throttling up. Moving out. Unit has arrived. Push.
Leads away. What are we waiting for?
Waiting for you, get over here.
Moving out.
Roger. We're Oscar Mike.
Eyes up.
Oh, that's one of my favorite lines.
Unit destroyed.
I don't know why I love We Are Oscar Mike so much. I think it's because it makes fun of Call of Duty. Dave Rocky.
Unit destroyed.
Excellent work. That was a first-class example of leadership. I think you're ready for the war, Commander.
I'm ready
That's
for the
enough
war.
now.
Take
I can
me
tell
to
you're
it.
itching to get to the front lines.
Unit has arrived.
I'm glad to have been your instructor, Commander. Be sure to mention me in your report.
Just so you know, if you want to
You're
let
free
your
to continue
team
to
know, the
experiment here.
Sidewinder,
Press the escape key
Uh-huh.
and select retreat.
the
to move on to
Sidewinder
the war room.
voice is either not working or it's off.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I didn't hear it at all that time when she was just talking.
That is very strange. Okay. Yeah, I will. I heard it earlier today. I'm wondering what's going on. We will look at that. Thank you. And that's the other thing. We as a team, and by team I mean Tryon and Petro, love that kind of stuff. Any beta members that are currently on right now watching this live stream, definitely pop in to the forums. Stuff you love, you know, makes us want to do more of it. Stuff that you actually think could be better. No joke. We listen, we read everything, and I wouldn't say that if it weren't true. So.
Okay, so what? Okay, the tutorial is over, but I'm still here.
Yeah. What is up with that? Of course, you're there. It's day one of the beta.
Let's go.
I'll just
oh.
put it out.
So the dialogue said go ahead and retreat to exit. So if you hit escape, and unfortunately, so an ad popped right as I was about to. There we go.
It's all good.
No worries. I like watching those though. So, I mean, supporting RTS Guru, who I like. So.
Aw, thank yous. Nice. I was MVP. I had so much competition though. Let's be serious.
Your training is over.
Wow, the
Commander,
map got
and just
buffed.
in time. We desperately
And
need
there you go.
on
And notice the victory screen, or actually this screen here,
company to the
is
battlefield.
probably a lot more polished,
Yes.
a lot more concise. It shows kind of a roundup of sort of the achievements you've earned during the match. And again, the one thing and it's funny. I remember it's so crazy. I remember both Gamescom and PAX this year, showing End of Nations, and a lot of people would come up and say things like, wow, dude, you're gonna totally get my $60. The thing is I don't necessarily know that everyone knows that the game is free to play, and
I think a lot of people are assume it's like Guild Wars. To where it's buy it and then it's free to play, because I know from a buyer's perspective, when everything was first announced, when everyone hears free to play, they were like, just get the game and then it's free. So I know that's what I thought to begin with. Like, I didn't know that the game was going to be free as well.
Oh yeah, 100%. You could play this game forever and never spend a penny, which, kind of a sad state of events that when I was in school, there was no such thing as a free-to-play, because it would have been awesome. but yeah, I mean, it's 100% free-to-play, totally not pay-to-win. For the beta participants, I'd actually encourage you guys to jump into the store and kind of look at the difference between what we're actually charging money for, like real money, and what we're actually charging, in-game currency for. And some things, obviously, you can buy with either, but, one of the cool things about Tryon that I love is we actually have a team of people who really make sure that everything is balanced, everything's fair with regards to the transactional side of things. So we definitely don't want to be a pay-to-win. There's some economies and some player bases that, like that. I think that, between Tryon and Petro, I don't think any of us really enjoy the pay-to-win perspective as a player, right? So.
Do you want to Skype me your name so I can invite you, or you can say it since people see it anyway?
Okay, yes, definitely. I am, let me see what I'm logged in with. Probably not the most creative. Like I said, I'm normally Tryon_problem_child. I am Tryon problem child, and look at that, it's cut off. So try problem child 2. One word on problem child.
Tryon_problem child 2, or just problem child 2?
Tryon, sorry about that. Tryon_problem child 2. Easy way to fix this.
Not found.
Problem child 3. I'm being Spartan. Okay.
3.
I'm seeing it.
Bango, bango. Now, is there a friends list and stuff like that?
Absolutely.
Menu. Duh, it's right there.
Add you to my
Friends.
friends. And I'm pretty easy. You can actually just add problem child 1, 2, or problem child 2 and 3 on top of that, and that covers all my guys.
There we go. All right, let's do this. I can't mess with my squad yet, can I? I have to do this mission first, right?
You can retreat out of it. I think you still get the bonus. This is you talking about Widow's Wall?
Yeah, I mean we can do it. I was saying like to mess with my units, I have to do it's after this, if I remember correctly.
Exactly. Let me.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean you can skip Widow's Wall. I think it's for me. We've kind of cranked the difficulty on it a little bit, so it's a little bit more.
It says join his team, man. I can do it.
All right, let's do this. Let me make sure I've got the right company here. Oh, I just got the queue pop. So one thing that is also
kind of cancel.
No, not at all. I'm in. I've already joined. So
seriously, this girl screams Red Alert 2.
Which way are you talking about? So I'm looking at your screen. You talking about Fire Nymph?
Whoever is that? What the girl is?
I can't see on your screen. Oh, her. Actually, no. She's with one of our elite companies, which are very cool.
It's just funny because you're talking about Westwood. It makes sense if they have some Red Alert throwbacks.
Sure. Yeah, I like her. She's actually, well, the elite companies are kind of nice too. It's almost like they all kind of have their own, each different elite company has their own kind of personality, which is really neat. Alright, so I've got the big Titans. It looks like I've got some Archimedes too. Good anti-air coming through here.
Let's see here. All I don't have much. My Bravo company looks like it's just filled with. I got some Marines. I think I have turrets, repairs. I can do tanks, planes, and repairs.
Captured.
Nice. Well, that's good.
I guess. Well, you guys are all Spartans except for me, so I guess I should probably go with the turrets. Yep, the Joy Center, or whatever that one is. I like bonding, all that kind of stuff. Yep. Okay.
Jawohl, Commander.
Unit has arrived.
All right, let me get my.
Hydra reporting.
Yay, groups work. All right, are we pushing anything in particular, or are we just kind of?
Yeah, I'm grabbing the actual North Bivouac resource point. So
right.
just the
I
view.
got AP Easy Flyo back then. I'm already right here.
And yeah, this is funny. I'm so used to playing. And again, I love Liberation Front. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, I'm so used to playing with Shadow Revolution. So I'm sitting here watching this cap going, wow. If I was Shadow Revolution,
It's not gonna be going well for me. I can already tell you right now.
I'm coming down, buddy.
Oh, it's actually maybe it's
Where you at? Are you at Central right now, or?
no, I'm at the south. Almost south.
Up there you are. I see you. Oh yeah, you ran into a bunch of. Looks like.
They're getting poisoned like mad. I'm fine.
That's your poison though, right? You're the Hydras, right?
You know it.
Yeah.
Gathering your six.
Yep. Slow and gas cloud is evil stuff. All right, I'm on my way down there. All tanky like. Yeah, looks like. So, actually, yeah, there we go. So we joined together, but again, this is co-op.
Let's go.
Looking like there's 4 of us in here right now.
Yep.
I gotta get my stuff together too. I'm like rank 3. That's pretty sad.
Resource point captured.
Oh yeah, and
We're gonna get this.
Hydra.
your control group should be working now.
Yeah, they are.
Is here on the
Okay.
march. Looks like I've been spotted.
But yeah, I mean, again, that speaks to kind of the MMO element, right? Like, you know, the fact that I'm you know, if I've played mostly Shadow Revolution, there is enough of a delta between kind of the feel and the play style of the Spartan class, and it does sort of feel like going from a warrior to a mage, you know?
Yeah. Oh, I need. I want.
Landing
Point,
zone
please.
selected.
Thank you. An idea, instead of, I don't know if you could put in a hotkey to like switch to that landing zone, it'd be a lot easier than spending the time to click. Like to just run in there and like hit a hotkey.
It's actually not a bad idea. In fact, that's a really good idea. Duly noted. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I don't know, you know, a lot of the folks over at Petro, I mean, they've spent so much time with iteration, and it's nice. I mean, the chances of us having a hotkey button, obviously, you know, by the time we go, you know, early access and then, you know, full-blown open beta are probably slim, but definitely, you know, the nice thing about End of Nations is that we're a game as a service. We're 24/7, continuously evolving, keeping it real and fresh with new content, you know. So it's not ever evolving. Love that.
Don't need to tell me twice.
I'm gonna get this.
Understood. Moving out.
Probably should help out that. How long do you think it's gonna be between this closed beta and early access? Do you guys have an idea of how long it'll be?
We have a pretty good idea.
Is it gonna be this year, or are we not allowed to talk about it?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's the messaging has been, yeah, definitely. Well, the messaging has been this year, and you know, it's one of those things where, yeah, I would assume we are. I'm hoping we are. Everything that I've heard indicates that we are, but you know, no promises. I mean, it's one of those things where at Gamescom and even at PAX, you know, people are like, when's your launch date? And you know, my answer, which for better or for worse, my answer was always when we're done, when the game is ready for you guys.
That's the perfect way to say it.
Yep. And that's actually one of the cool things I love about Tryon and Penderleft is that, you know, they embrace that. We're all gamers, you know.
Yeah. Should we get that bombing door?
Sure. Yeah, actually, is that you or that was the LZ? So, oh yeah, definitely. So that was the other thing. I don't know if this was in the last beta build, but the ability to be able to, once you cap a point, pick up, like, see this thing, you know, over here by the bombing relay?
Yeah.
If you look at those little crates, those are like a single-use crate. So you want to, those, I don't know if those were in the last beta or not.
I don't think they were.
Okay. So I know Landslide had something similar where you could actually just nuke the heck out of the guy on the other side, but... So once we actually capture this point, we can grab these boxes, and those will actually give us a big bada bing, bada boom. There we go. And once you grab, yeah, so it'll switch hands, and we'll wait for those to spawn back the second we cap. You see those boxes pop back in, here they are. And if you grab one, that should be...
Got one.
Very good.
Can you get more than one?
No, you can use one, but if, you know, which is nice, because if you use it, then you're gonna have to come back here and make sure that you're still holding the base, right?
Good
So,
point.
Understood. Moving out.
so yeah, that just gave us a coordinated barrage, which should be a pretty hefty aerial strike. Or not aerial, sorry, but like artillery strike.
Oops, I totally didn't have my tank selected. Come on, Hydras, I'm sorry.
Nah, that is the one thing I do love. I do love playing about Liberation Front, though. I love Hellbent.
Sounds like the voice of the Heavy from TF2.
Nice.
Got something that needs capturing?
So is this a PvE game at the moment?
It is indeed. This is all Order of Nations troops that we're going up against here. Oh, and watch out, that thing will drop. So the aircraft that's flying overhead, the Tempest, that thing is going to drop little round circles on the ground, which is sort of you don't stand in the fire, right?
Okay.
So it's funny, the more I play this though, the more I do see that there are some gameplay elements that feel really familiar to, oh, I just lost a guy. Feel really familiar to anybody that's ever played, like, you know, a massive scale MMO. There's, you know, the don't stand in the fire stuff, which, you know, we don't base our entire gameplay in don't stand and stuff. But it definitely kind of, you know, reminds me of that sort of raid feel. Bryce Jones stood in the fire, you know, fail.
Oh, I lost all of my people. Oh no.
Did you
Oh no. Select this landing zone. I think they're still going to spawn over there.
I'm coming. I don't even know if I can make it there in time.
Wait, where will they spawn? If they spawn here, that'll be fantastic.
Making
Darn it, they didn't.
Up to be able to spawn really close to where the action is right now.
Well, I accidentally had it. I didn't change the landing zone, so it's still in that one to the south.
Oh, no.
That's my fault.
Kasey, checking in.
So those guys will be a bit.
Hydra looking for targets. Covering your 6. Here on the march. Moving. Putting into overdrive. Awaiting orders.
Run, little peoples, run.
Asia reporting. Asia at your service. Asia on move. Copy that. Hydra moving. Let's do this.
Well, you guys are taking your time to start pushing up to the landing zone on top.
Yeah, good call.
Hydra on the move.
Yay, my foot soldiers are slowly starting to make their way.
So as soon as you grab that northern bombing relay, I think we should be able to start taking out the.
It said that we could now.
Oh, we can now. Okay, well, I'm gonna call in. I have over 5,000 tactical resources. I'm gonna call in a coordinated barrage and see how that does against the Typhoon cannon, which might or might not hurt me a lot. Well, cannon.
Typhoon cannons explode close to our exterior area. What are you doing? Get back out of there, dummy! What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Come on.
Landing zone
That's a
captured.
scrub.
I've got a napalm strike. You getting hit?
Hydra
So if you want to get vision on napalm.
moving.
You know what? Let me napalm up here and just make your life easier. There you go. That was the other thing in the last beta. I don't know if you remember, but napalm strike did not have as sort of recognizable a footprint on the ground, so a lot of people just get shredded by napalm without realizing they're fucking shredded.
Yeah.
Now it's nice and obvious. You know to get the heck out of Dodge.
Oh,
Unit
dang it.
destroyed.
It's gonna annoy the heck out of me.
Landing zone selected.
I did it again.
Unit has arrived.
That's the second time that I've called in reinforcements and not realized that I had a far away landing zone. Need that hotkey. Alright, this bombardment base is on.
Hydra needs help. Putting it into overdrive. Lead the way.
Here we go.
Control point captured.
By the way, I want to do a quick shout out to my buddy Kieran, who's over in the UK at the moment. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to steal your airtime, but he's worth it. He's a good cat.
Oh, no, man, you got all the airtime you want. Where's all the rest of the people? Uh-oh. What happened?
I think I might have nailed the Typhoon cannon. Were you not there yet?
No, my...
Target destroyed.
Oh, okay, you did. It, like, my screen just stopped moving. I was like, what's going on?
Now proceed inside your club.
Yeah, dude, that was all you.
Finish off the rest of them. Go, go, go!
Well, not really. I would have had to go capture those points, and you're a lot quicker than I was, so.
Dude, I remember... No, I meant, like, that killing blow. I remember back to doing this mission, and you do the mission, and then it was, like, placeholder. Like, everything was placeholders.
Our escape is gonna be cut off.
It was
Yeah,
pretty
I-
awesome.
Have your aircraft
Oh,
fight cover
yeah.
fire
Like,
at
there
the
was no graphic on the gun
flank
yet. It
while our
was just a
ground
big
forces
gray
move
block.
inside the compound.
Sorry,
Yep.
Alec, but you
I've seen some pretty, in my career, I've seen some
Cannon
pretty
is
funny
destroyed and the cortex
big
is
blocks.
destroyed.
It's supposed to be obnoxious so that you don't miss them,
Are you crazy, Bump?
but
Is this above
I'm
our-
really liking the new victory screen. Again, I'm like a kid in a candy store too, because for me, the betas, I get to see the game, but I like to really be surprised with stuff in the beta.
Mhm.
So now we're good, and I apologize because I will try to be great, but again, I'm not the best Liberation Front player on the planet. So if anybody is
Man, you barely got me, too.
oh man, and now I'm realizing I'm saying I'm not that good, and yeah, I just MVP'd you. No, I'm just kidding.
Ooh, I got I got a chassis though.
Anyways, let's
Increased
see.
health. Nice.
Good work, Commander.
All right, here we go.
Increased
Now I
in
can
rank
finally mess
and
with
have been
stuff.
given additional resources to
Definitely.
enhance your army. Click on the
So the armory is a little bit, I think, a little bit more intuitive now with regards to, the drop down with heroes, units, structures,
This is your
abilities, mods.
research lab.
It's an easy way to get to
5
everything.
points you earn through your career to new
And I'm
units,
actually going to learn,
abilities,
train up.
structures,
Trying to think
and
what I
super
want to do here.
weapons. Roll over an object to learn more about it, or click the object to research it for later use.
All right. Oh, I have 1 tech point. Do I want structures, or do I want to work on a unit?
All right, I'll share something with you, but I don't want you to tell anybody except for the people that are currently listening. I actually do really like some of the Spartan units, like the Helios.
I already tweeted it.
Uh-oh. Right on. So I'm trying to think of which map are you in the mood to play? I don't know if you remember any from the previous beta events, but
Man, I'm down to play whatever. I'm just trying to figure out what I want to research.
gotcha.
Alright, we'll go into that guy.
In addition to research points while leveling up,
Okay, to the
you
armory.
also received monetary funds used to purchase new battlefield armaments.
The armory is where you'll be building your companies, as well as customizing your units.
I don't need to watch that. Okay.
I think you're-
Armory is where stuff gets awesome in this game.
What is that?
So the armory is where everything gets super cool.
Definitely. Lots of stuff. This is about, as tweakable and customizable as I've seen in any. In fact, it is the most tweakable, customizable RTS I've ever seen. But that, I'm sure there's some folks that are listening to your show that have seen quite a few.
Okay, Alright, I want to add stuff. Alright, so I have no reserves, which that's fine with.
You know what? We could do a. If you want to play, I don't know if you remember Resource Hog, but
I kinda.
that's a good one. That's a quick queue pop. Depending on how many people are on right now, that's actually a fairly quick queue pop. So.
Okay, I want to. How do I just. Okay. So there's really nothing I can do. I want to add that chassis I just got though.
Wait, what are you doing?
I got a chassis for winning that last one.
Oh, just go to your reserves list. So click in the very center of the hexes on the top. Then you're on the mod screen. It looks like you've minimized your reserves window. So go ahead and click on that. There you go. Now from that drop down, there should be a mods drop down, and you should be able just to see it and right click it. And actually, I wish you could see my screen. I actually have a green armament, which means I got a rare, a uncommon basically, which is pretty cool.
So when I'm using these mods, where is it? How is it going to everyone? To only certain units?
Each unit.
So
And that's by design, just because I'll have, in fact, I found that just, in my reserves list, I'll have, say for instance, I'm running like a company of mono, like Orions, or, or Stalkers on the Shandrug side. I'll actually have a couple guys that are, good vision, and I will build out a company before going in if I know that one of my buddies is going to be playing primarily air, which can, maybe see farther than my guys. I won't put that guy, the guy with the extended vision in my company. I'll put guys with like extended health or with extended, damage. If that makes any sense. So yeah, it's per unit that you actually do the mod customization.
Okay, because I think I just totally pimped out one individual tank.
Perfect. The world, the world needs more people to pimp their tank.
So it is. Oh wow, it is one tank as opposed to all of that kind of tank.
Yes, sir.
Ah. All right. Well, I'm gonna have one beefy tank.
Which is, I think, one of the best things about tanks, definitely.
Commander, you're
You
ready
know,
to go.
beef.
If at any time you
So I'm
have
gonna
any
go ahead and
questions
grab
on
some
how to
structures
use
here. It
them,
looks like I only know
or
cannon turret,
combat
machine gun turret right
strategies,
now, which
feel free
machine
to
gun
use the
turrets are
video
just
button
great
in your
for,
navigation
you know,
bar and click
if you're worried about
the
infantry capturing one of your
Good luck,
points,
and
you know,
make us proud.
one of the great things about Limpfront is you can just drop a ton of machine gun turrets, and they, you know, they're really good about keeping the infantry in the air away. I love machine gun turrets. In fact, I think I'm gonna do a mono company with machine gun turrets and Orions just for capping. If we're gonna do resource hog.
Let me know when you want me to queue.
All right, sir. And we're gonna you in for some resource hog?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see how many. There's 6 on the other team, so why not? Yes, the thing that's gonna take me. Spending a lot of. Here we go. Matches up.
Righto. Incoming. All right. As soon as you accept, we should be good to go.
I did accept, waiting for other players.
Oh, interesting. Well, I think we just figured out who they are. 2 more LF and RH. There we go.
Hippocrates.
See, I got to see Sidewinders, which is very cool. You know what I just realized though?
The Shadow
If
Revolution
we're,
is determined to control the resources
Yeah, if we're talking about our strat,
They're gonna run
I'm wondering if
it
there's
through.
somebody streaming this on the Shadro side right now, going sweet.
Yeah,
I-
right?
Tell the enemy surrenders.
It's only a matter of time before that starts.
Right. And it looks like our enemies have a level 5, so a little better there. We got a 5-2-2, they got a 5-1-1. Just my advice: stay clear of the 5. Well, depending on how many mark. I wonder how many mark.
How do you guys have XP boost?
Aha! So for this beta, we actually did a credit grant, so you can actually go buy boosts now. They're in the game.
Oh my god, what the heck, man? I gotta do that.
That's epic fail producer. Sorry about that.
Unit has arrived.
Ready to go. What do you need?
Yeah, we definitely have, you know, and that again is one of our, you know, kind of soul monetization mechanisms, really, if you think about it, is the ability to buy boosts that either can, you know, give you XP, and again, it's, you know, on a time-based basis, meaning like 5 days worth of boost, or a win-based, you know, 30, 15, 5 wins. The other nice thing is, you know, again, this speaks to kind of the MMO side of things, which is the you can actually get a loot booster, which basically increases the drop rate of rare mods and stuff for you, which I think is awesome.
Copy that. Ace here, heading out. Let's go. Watching your back. Hydra on the move.
All right, so no good can come of this. I think I saw some baddies. Oh, yeah, they're coming over here. This is not good. Where am I dropping this? There.
Here on the march.
All right, I got a machine gun turret down. Oh, that's you. Yeah, we're capping it up. Well done, sir. We can totally let them have VP Alpha. Doesn't look like they capped VP Charlie yet, so we'll get those 2. We hold those 2. It's GG, which is great.
Oh man, heal me, baby, heal me. Oh, give me that heal.
What?
Heals.
How are we doing? Oh, did you? Oh, right on.
On my way.
I assumed we were gonna stay there a little bit longer.
I'll race you.
With that much inventory, it's going to cap quick. So as soon as the fog of war clears, and this is I'm giving away some great.
Oh, they just got Charlie.
You tell me twice.
You know what? As soon as the fog of war clears, I've got enough. I'm just going to start dropping machine gun turrets right and left. Although this could go poorly for me. I'm going to run in.
I'm right here with you.
Alright, turrets incoming. To distract them. As soon as these turrets come down, if they don't destroy all of them, this should be. Oh, is that you? Hold on, sir.
Poison me as much as I can.
Coming. How about napalm strike? Dude. This should be it. That's all she wrote, man. Good night. And how much would I bet someone screams nerf napalm strike now? This
See, between that and I dropped a lot of points.
Oh, yeah, they didn't stand a chance, really. And Orbital Laser, actually, for Shadow Rev, I mean, they're both very similar skills. There we go. Boom. Up. Here comes Orbital Laser. Boom.
Oh my god, get out, get out, get out, get out!
Yes! I was stuck between a laser and a hard building place, so I'm back in now. Looks like...
do we have any anti-air for that Sidewinder?
Yes, actually, you know what? I think they managed to take out all of my turrets, which are all anti-air. So I'm gonna drop my VP Charlie, but if you guys can, oh, I can't. I do not know what this player is doing. He's just kind of sitting here, but it looks like.
Bad idea, Kasey. Bad idea. What are you doing? Being a scrub, that's what you're doing.
Alright, so what am I doing here? Oh yeah, you got that back. Okay.
Oh, thank God someone's here to help me. Oh! Eat the poison!
Well done. Where are these guys? Okay, I see where we're at now. Yeah, Sidewinder's tough, man. I love... Well, I'm not going over there. My guys are really low health right now. Although, I'm going to go grab this, the church resource point real quick. Are we looking south? I think they're going to make a rush for VP Charlie, so I'm going to drop some turrets here.
Hydra on the move.
That's how I roll. Although I think they're already on it. Yeah, that hurt. They've got air units that I can't see right now. That's making me sad. I'm gonna grab church. Second I grab it, I'm gonna head down and grab Charlie.
On my way. Tank killer ready.
Got
You
church.
lost a resource point.
Don't need to tell me twice.
Resource
Yeah, I'm gonna
point
whip down the Charlie.
captured. We've lost the victory point.
Good.
Alright. Oh, here we go.
That's good.
I'm listening.
That hurt. Okay, I'm gonna take out this guy. Oh, I think that was actually very great. That guy's Ravager just took out my infantry, and that's kind of what they're good for. Well, they're good for taking out everything, pretty much, but...
Move orders.
They're trying to hit farm.
Oh, they're gonna... Yeah. We need to recap these resource points, so... State, gotta grab it.
Trying to hit farm. Get that poison.
Hydra looking for the
Farm. I'm gonna go ahead and drop a couple turrets real quick. In your cloud. Just to be mean on that.
Give me some heals. Oh, bad.
That was a good orbital attack. So yeah, anybody that actually says that Napalm Strike is overpowered has never been hit with an orbital laser like that.
Turret destroyed.
Wow, this Sidewinder, there's nothing, I can't do anything on it.
Is that artillery? What's going on here? Uh-oh. You know what? I'm gonna ignore these guys and just go.
I'm a fan of Hydra.
Fighters are awesome.
Shield on the move. Covering all approaches.
Oh, ow, artillery. Not good.
Unit destroyed.
Come on, they're trying to build a repair base. Good draw.
Holy crap, we gotta get this guy. The guy with the artillery is just running amok. We gotta figure out who's doing the artillery. That's just shredding me. I've gotta come up from both sides now.
Hydra on the move.
Unit destroyed. Unit destroyed.
Waiting for you.
Unit destroyed. has arrived.
By the way, shout out to Archimedes. I just realized I just saw him on the. I was so busy playing, I didn't realize that Ark
He
was.
said he sent a shout out to you as
Yeah,
well.
he's one of the good ones. He's been around for forever and ever in the alpha days.
Alright, let's keep going. I'm gonna try and hit
me twice.
courtyard. See if I can just walk right up the middle. I'm paying too much attention. All the fighting's down south.
I don't know if Darkfly can cap. I don't know if he can cap.
Oh, does he only? Oh, he only has flying.
He's got some Ragnaroks up there, so I'm gonna go help him out real quick.
Oh, okay. I was on my way up there, but I'll keep going this way.
Then,
There's no one at courtyard, so.
yeah. Well, they've got. Looks like
Oh,
they've
there they are.
whoever this is, the artillery just needs to die. That's all I'm gonna say.
Destroyed.
Oh God, it's murdering me. Well, I'm trying to follow the artillery here really quick.
looking for
It's gotta be right over here somewhere. Is there a ping command?
A ping, yes. So if you look at the mini map, at the very bottom,
Is there no hotkey?
you know, what are we pinging right there?
There's all the artillery is right here.
Oh, right? Oh, I see it, dude. Yep, I'm gonna kite it and kill it. Wait, that's not artillery, that's us. Where is it?
Oh, there's one over here. They're hiding in all these houses.
Ping it for me if you don't mind.
Right here.
It has arrived.
Ping. Right there.
Okay,
Pretty sure there's one right there.
I'm moving down here. Looks like we're capturing both of these resource points right now.
They're not. They're too focused. There's one. Yep, there they are. They're right in this little alley.
Resource point captured.
Ping it for me, sir. I'm on it.
Yep, here they are. There's 2 of them. 3 of them. 4 of them.
Oh, good. Let's wipe them. Oops. Except for the fact that there's, what's her name? And that's gonna hurt me a lot.
These things are. I got these.
Sidewinders. Yeah, just get within the min. So with your artillery, get up on top of them. Yeah, exactly what you're doing there. And there's a artillery's big Achilles heel is the fact that if you get on top of it, it cannot shoot you. So and if you're faster than it, that's awesome. Just like that. Well done. Of course, you get into its range though, and you're hating life. Oh, more of that.
Oh, I already got. Oh, dang it.
There goes my company.
There goes. Oh, yeah, all my tanks are gone.
Okay, well I'm gonna.
They're still just going right down there. I'm gonna get the courtyard while they're all in chase.
Yeah, good call. I'm actually heading straight for a state. I think we both had the same thought on that one. And they're heading for farm. This should be interesting.
Ah, stinging sidewinder.
Alright, where is she?
She's on courtyard.
Yeah, I'm feeling like this is hurting me a lot. Of course, she can't cap, so neither of these. Oh, he's got some. He's got some infantry in here that makes me angry.
Unit destroyed.
Awaiting orders.
No.
Courtyard's gonna be ours though.
Oh, no, there goes a stake. I don't think this guy realizes my turret's chewing them up. That's kind of cool. So yeah, we're gonna have to get one of the victory points real quick. I wonder how Charlie's looking. And I think the last one of my turrets at farm just fell, so
We've lost a resource point.
Hydra tank killer.
we might be outgunned on this one, sir.
Yeah,
Asia, checking in.
maybe.
Asia, reporting.
Nope, that's not good.
I'm gonna swing up north and try and hit Alpha.
I'm still gonna retry and cap the state though, just because. What is that? Oh, that's his. You know what? I don't even care. I'll have this by the time, by the time he's done mucking about. Slayers hit really, or not Slayers, but Stalkers hit really hard too. That kind of sucks. Oh, nice. Great turret placement, Evo.
Resource point.
Looks like they're trying to hit. I think we should make a push for DP Charlie, by the way. Looks like they're trying to hit, whatchamacallit, Bravo.
Hey, let me poison you. That's all I want to do?
Watch out, he's got a Ravager turret, which is bad news bears if it hits you. Which it just hit me.
Dead.
Unit destroyed.
See how I just plopped those turrets right down on top of that Ravager turret? And subsequently got them eaten? I don't know just what that is, but no good
Oh,
can come.
I lost
Unit
everything
has arrived.
at Courtyard.
We gotta get this Ravager turret down though. It takes them 3 minutes to build, or 2 minutes to build one of these things. I don't know, it's a long, long build time.
Where is it all the way south?
Alright, we got it.
Unit has arrived.
Heading out. Yes. I'll race you. Watching your back. To receive.
Okay, I can just plop
Covering
things in
your
all.
six.
Come on, Cap already.
Victory point captured.
Oh no, I just realized while we've been down here, let's go, I'm gonna go grab farm. Looks like we got all 3 resource points, that should be very helpful, but we definitely need to grab the victory points.
Yeah, I'm trying to get Bravo.
Right on. As soon as I get fog of war cleared and visibility here at farm, I'm gonna start dropping some turrets as well. I don't think they're defending it though, because we just did a massive wipe with their guys down there in Charlie. What does he got here? I'll keep an eye out when we get to the Bravo. Because sometimes, well, okay, I play Shad Rev, and I usually will drop a Ravager turret in the back somewhere so that fog of war doesn't always clear, and then you have to, like, basically just have to, you learn the hard way by losing an entire company to it. Actually, how are we doing? What's we got? We got something going on at the church. Yeah, they're capping it. I'm heading north. Uh-oh. Got stuff going on at Charlie, too. He's not backing out. This game has been kind of a cool give and take, though. I'm not gonna complain, it's been
Yeah,
fun.
we've been all over.
Alright, I'm gonna grab church.
Unit destroyed.
Yeah, Bravo's mine.
Right. Uh-oh. Definitely not farm. Uh-oh, this is not good. Oh, yes it is. How are we doing over here, buddy? There we go.
Give me that Bravo. Give me that Bravo.
Covering all approaches.
Oh. Go ahead. Keep it up, buddy. Oh, this is gonna be good.
Oh, give me them heals.
Haha, here we go. Ooh, napalm.
Oh, we need. I'm moving down the whole Charlie.
I'm grabbing. I got church. I'm taking church right now. I'm gonna head up and grab Alpha, I think, as soon as I grab church. So this should be good.
Tucker, I'm sure you can return it. It's been less than 24 hours.
Alright, here we go.
Lost a resource point.
Pardon me for 1 second.
Unacceptable.
Resource point captured.
Oh my god, go! What up, homie? What up?
Copy that. Hydra moving.
That's right, you back the heck up.
Let's go. Let's do this.
Yeah, then don't. The green is so much better than the blue and you know it. Tucker, just keep them. Like, there's no big deal. Cold.
Sorry about that. Should have
Good,
been.
I'm just popping bluey.
Right on. I should have actually introduced him. That was actually our vice president of third party, David Lumen, who has a very few Moby games, a very illustrious, very long career in the game industry. Very cool cat. He is a cool cat. And look at it. Kurt is undefended.
Yeah, 'cause they're all fighting right here. Oh no! Run! I just dropped the healing turret just for everything to die.
We're 1 away. If I don't get chewed up by the guys that here incoming. Oh, I found his Ravagers. Incoming. Oh, come on guys, come on, speed it up.